As much as normally we tend to talk about marketing stuff and things that are directly tied in with uh, businesses and things like that, we thought really just a friendly kind of PSA about like scams and what to look for, what to think about, how to think about it, just would just be really kind of important to have. And Mike, we were talking earlier, and you said you kind of had an example. If you want to kind of share.
Yeah, well, this happened just this week. Luckily, I didn't fall for it, but it wouldn't have been the first time. But I've been doing a lot of work on our patio. And so I've been going to Lowe's 6 times in the past week, which was what happens when you do a home project, right? You go there, you're like, I got everything I need. You don't have everything you need. You got to keep going back. So I had the credit card situation. So I signed up for that. So there's been a lot of emails with Lowe's about that, ordering off their website. All of those have emails. So I've just been getting a lot of Lowe's emails in general. And then lo and behold, this email comes through in the middle of the night. So I wake up and I'm checking my email. I'm still groggy, haven't had the coffee yet.
Yeah,
and I something like, you've won, or fill out this survey and win a prize or whatever. And I started to click the link. It looked real enough to me. And then I realized, wait a minute, your default stance is to trust no one when it comes to the internet. I am the conspiracy theorist from the X-Files. I trust absolutely nothing I see online. So I checked the email. Sure enough, it is not coming from a Lowe's email whatsoever. Not only that, I think there's 20 other people that are on the email list as CCs or just directly mailed out to 20 people, which typically when you're a big business and you're mailing out to your mailing list, that's not going to be how it shows.
Correct.
So yeah, that is a scam and I get a ton of those every single week. It just, This one happened to come in at the right moment and I almost fell for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You'll get similar ones, right? Sometimes you'll get a text message right from Amazon saying, oh, your recent order has been put on hold while we verify your credit card. Please click this link to put your credit card in. And I in the world of the pandemic and what was happened, I mean, I am buying almost everything on Amazon anyway. So almost if you send me that daily, I will probably think it's real because I probably made a recent Amazon purchase. And I got one of those very similar situation. It happened to be within a few hours of me making a rather larger purchase than normal. I think it was like a computer or something that I had gotten that was probably a little bit more. And I was like, oh, this isn't crazy. And then I remembered, wait, Amazon's not set up with my phone number. So why would I get this text message? And, again, quickly realized, okay. And in those situations, what we always, and definitely like even the tech savvy people can sometimes fall for these things, right? It's not crazy. But what we would always recommend, right, is that hard pause like you did, right? And probably logging into maybe, either the credit card service or Amazon or whatever it is. Because I'll tell you this, if they want money or they're looking for you to pay something or you gotta, they obviously want you to interact with them. They'll probably put alerts within your accounts, within some of the things that you have going on, you'll be able to get to those. So we always just kind of have that like, cool, don't click on that link. Go to your Amazon.com or pull up the Amazon app, whatever it is, and check. Is there an alert? Is it shipping? Is there, believe me, they'll say unable to complete order, verify something or something like that, or go to the Amazon support, that might come in. So,
Yeah. I do that with almost everything. If somebody is telling me to go to a website or reaches out to me directly, I don't trust anything they say unless I can verify that number or that link is accurate. If I go to a website, if I'm going to the Amazon and it says, call this number, that I trust. I don't have any issues really trusting that because I'm assuming I'm on the right website. Now there are tricks that might be a bad assumption.
Yeah. In a perfect world, you might have Googled the wrong phone number, or sometimes if again, it's not better to don't put the phone number into Google, put the Amazon address into Google and then do it that way, because they'll create fake websites that make it look like you're actually Googling the right thing, or you the worst case scenario on the tech side is that your computer actually got hacked and they've taken over the websites that you go to. That is a worst case scenario. And it's that whole, like, always bad things can happen. Things can happen at any time. It's just like, what can we do to kind of protect yourself? What can you do to kind of be a safety net? And like you were saying there, the Googling of the or, you know, finding their actual contact info is key. So, you know, I'm saying, like, the online scams though, like, I feel like sometimes they've gotten really, like, lazy, right? Like, I'm just thinking about how, like, back in the day, right? Like, you get like the Nigerian prince, right? And then you get the next email, like literally a day later, was like the same email from somebody else. It's like word for word and all that. But like how now, and maybe this would maybe go more into business side, right? How they're doing and saying things, right, that make you feel like you're talking to maybe a real client or a real possible customer, and what their goal maybe is to get maybe your credit card, or to help you maybe help launder some money for them. So there's an interesting one that goes around. We get emails for them, and then sometimes they recently started. I call this a new kind of scam that's happening through your Google My Business profile, and it's the Messenger. Right, there's a messenger where you can message back and forth with people, and so instead of them emailing you, they're using a messenger account, almost like how, like, Facebook or whatever. So what they'll do is they'll ask you, oh, I have a website, or I have an event coming up, can you help me with that, and do you take credit cards? And it's like that question, the do you take credit cards? Because I mean, it's to 2022. I mean, what, do you know of any businesses that don't really take credit cards? Mine is like the few mom and pops that probably been around since 1980.
Yeah, very, very few places don't take some form of credit card.
I don't think that there's a single web company that probably doesn't take, or when invoice or some other thing that allows them to do it, or maybe like an events company or a DJ or another, again, general one that would take like a down payment or something like that, would always use a credit card. So, and normally what this scam is, for those that like all of a sudden start coming into it, suddenly you'll say, hey, no problem, let's jump on a call, and they'll be like, I can't, I'm hard of hearing, or they'll tell you that they just had a operation and they can't hear, or they just lost their voice, or whatever it is. And as you get into further conversations, that's red flag number one, right? And in this world of scams, right, as soon as you get that one red flag, it's a quick pause and move on, right? It should be that thing. But maybe you're nice and trying to do a customer service thing. The second thing they'll do is ask you to charge a credit card for 20,000, even though maybe your fee is 10,000. And then they said, and if you could just write us a check for the 10,000 difference, I have to overcharge it because of, I need to use up and get my points, or they'll have some other thing that sounds cool or it sounds helpful. And unfortunately, what they're really doing is they probably have a stolen credit card. It's a money laundering thing, and they don't want to be the one associated with that credit card. So they're going to make you charge it, then you charge it. And then at that point, you send them the 10,000. You as your company will never get paid on that 20, but you just gave away 10,000, probably like Western Union or moneyed order, or checked it over to somebody, or you gave your bank account number and then they just stole all the money in your bank account. So there's, just silly things like that just exists out there. And
it's definitely annoying when you get a lead that comes in, a contact, and it comes in maybe through your website, or through Google My Business, or any of these contact leads. And you want to follow up with these potential leads and potential clients, and do the right customer service thing, which is go the extra mile for your potential clients.
Right.
But you do have to have those goggles on to keep an eye out for those red flags. And if they start popping up, do you suggest just basically shutting down immediately, or just standing your ground and being like, look, I'm not going to overcharge you. I'm not going to be sending you money if it's outside the realm of a normal business transaction. If you're willing to play by my rules, we can continue this. Or do you suggest, as soon as those red flags pop up, tell people to just stop engaging?
I would say probably just stop engaging. It's not going to probably be anybody real at that point, especially if they've asked you to overcharge, or if like you've seen the I can't talk or I'm hard of hearing and things like that. And especially in like for us, like web, like we normally need to talk to people, right? There's normally a conversation. I don't think we've ever done a website where it wasn't at least a phone call that we had with them. Maybe we didn't necessarily see them in person or Zoom, but there was some sort of like audio kind of communication that we were able to connect with them and see their business and know more about. And a lot of times too, they're saying that they have something new. They don't even have anything yet, right? So you can't even verify or validate them. That moment right there, I'd say you could probably stop talking with them and probably just let them know, hey, I don't think I'm a good fit. Have a good day. And just kind of end it as much as you can. If you want to be, nice and kind, and just do it that way. Because again, most of the time they're just going to move on to the person that's going to keep kind of talking with them or working with them. So the more you can do to stop it, the better. If you definitely notice that you're getting a few that they're all asking the same question and things like that, you could then start either marking them as spam or doing, reporting them, because at that point, chances are like I've seen one where for the website thing, I think we've gotten a dozen emails about somebody opening up an agricultural website with some sort of tree nut or something that they need to sell in Florida or something, and we need your help in doing it or whatever. And it literally is the same thing. I got one through Google Messenger and I got one through email, right? And so it's like very obvious that this is. And so as soon as I saw that, like, oh, do you do websites? Yes. Oh, can you help me with this? I saw the wording and I knew. So I was able to just spam, goodbye, not going to bother with it. And we can move on. And hopefully, and over time, Google's gotten better, right? Our phone's gotten better at telling us spam risks and things like that. There's just these other moments that catch you off guard, catch you in situations where maybe you don't know that it's a true scam at that moment.